The world has changed. We all felt it. The pandemic shook the foundations of our lives, tested our limits, and redefined what we once thought was normal. But now, my friend, it's time for you to take back control, not just to return to what was, but to step into something greater, something more powerful, a version of yourself that doesn't just survive, but thrives. You see, some people are still stuck in the past, clinging to what they lost. Others, they're using this as a launch pad to something extraordinary. Which one are you? Because today I'm giving you the 5 keys to living your best post-pandemic life so you can rise, break limits, and step into the unstoppable force you were meant to be. First, your mindset. It all starts in your head. Fear, doubt, hesitation. These are the chains that keep you locked in a small life. But guess what? You hold the key. Right now, there is more opportunity than ever before. New industries, new ways to build wealth, new ways to connect. But if your mind is wired to fear, you won't see it. Instead, you must rewire yourself for possibility. Train your brain to focus on solutions, not problems. Develop a relentless hunger for growth. The world rewards those who don't just wait, but those who create. Second, your energy. If you don't have the energy, you don't have the life. The pandemic was a wake-up call. Our health is everything. So now it's time to take it seriously. Move your body, fuel yourself with power foods, protect your mind from negativity like your life depends on it, because it does. Because when you're strong, when you're energized, when you wake up every morning feeling unstoppable, guess what? You attack your day like a warrior. You show up as your best self. You operate on a level that most people only dream about. Third, your relationships. After everything we went through, we realized one thing: we need each other. Life isn't about going through the motions, it's about connection. So ask yourself, are you surrounding yourself with people who lift you up? Are you feeding the relationships that truly matter? Because success means nothing if you have no one to share it with. And if the pandemic taught us one thing, it's that time is precious. Love deeply, give fully, and cut out the toxic energy that drains your soul. And finally, your financial future. Listen, the world is shifting fast. You can't rely on the old ways of making money. The people who are winning today are the ones who adapt. They're the ones who learn new skills, take smart risks, and invest in themselves. You want financial freedom? Then stop waiting for permission and start moving. Find the opportunities that others overlook. Build something that sets you free. Because money is not just about wealth, it's about choice. The choice to live life on your terms. The truth is this: the pandemic was a storm, but every storm clears the way for a new beginning. This is your time. Your time to rise. Your time to lead. Your time to step into a life so extraordinary that people won't believe how far you've come. But it starts with you. So don't wait, don't hesitate. The world belongs to those who take action. And the only question left is, will that be you? There was a time when the world felt predictable. You had a routine, a plan, a sense of control. Then everything changed. The pandemic didn't just shake the world. It shattered expectations, ripped comfort zones apart, and forced everyone to confront an unsettling truth. Nothing is guaranteed. Some people got stuck in fear, paralyzed by uncertainty, clinging to the past like a life raft. Others, they adapted, they rose, they rewired their thinking, transformed their mindset, and emerged stronger than ever. The difference? It wasn't luck, it wasn't talent, it was mindset. Because in this new era, success doesn't belong to the strongest or the smartest. It belongs to those who can adapt. Those who see opportunity where others see obstacles. Those who understand that fear is not a stop sign, it's a signal that growth is on the other side. The truth is, the world is different now, and if you're holding on to old ways of thinking, you're setting yourself up for frustration, disappointment, and a life that feels like it's always one step behind. Think about it. How many times have you let fear hold you back? How many times have you heard that voice in your head whispering, what if you fail? What if you're not good enough? What if it doesn't work out? That voice is not your enemy. It's just outdated programming. It was wired into you from childhood, from a society that teaches you to play it safe, to follow the rules, to avoid risks at all costs. But in a world that's changing every single day, playing it safe is the riskiest thing you can do. So how do you rewire your thinking? How do you step out of fear and into power? It starts with shifting your focus. Most people focus on what they can't control. They obsess over problems, they drown in negativity, and they let uncertainty dictate their choices. But the people who thrive, the people who build extraordinary lives, focus on solutions. They train their minds to see possibilities where others see roadblocks. They don't wait for permission. They don't need perfect conditions. They just decide. There's a story of a man who lost everything during the pandemic. His business collapsed, his finances were gone. He had every reason to feel hopeless. And for a while he did. He spent months drowning in fear, telling himself, "This isn't fair. I've lost everything. There's nothing I can do." Then one day he had a moment of clarity. He realized that sitting in fear wasn't going to change his situation. Complaining wasn't going to pay his bills. So he made a choice, a small one at first. He stopped asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and started asking, "What can I do right now to change my future?" That one shift changed everything. He started learning new skills. He found opportunities he had never considered before. He surrounded himself with people who inspired him instead of those who fueled his fears. And within a year, he built something even greater than what he lost. That's the power of mindset. It's not magic. It's not some secret formula. It's a choice. The choice to break free from fear, to embrace change, and take control of your future. And the truth is, right now, you have the same choice. You can sit back and watch the world change around you, or you can step up and decide to be the one who shapes it. You can keep telling yourself the same old stories about why you can't, why it's too late, why it's too hard, or you can rewrite this, because every great transformation starts in the mind. Every success story begins with someone who refused to let fear dictate their future. So what's stopping you? Is it doubt? Is it fear of failure? Is it the belief that you're not ready? Let me tell you something. No one is ever ready. You don't need to be ready. You just need to be willing. Willing to take the first step, even when you're scared. Willing to fail and get back up. Willing to believe in your own potential, even when no one else does. Because the world belongs to those who take action. The people who win in this new era are not the ones who wait for everything to be perfect. They are the ones who move forward no matter what. They are the ones who take risks, who adapt, who refuse to let circumstances define their destiny. So what about you? Are you going to let fear keep you trapped? Or are you going to make the decision to master your mindset, to take control, and to create a future that excites you? Because at the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and the life you were meant to live is you. There's one thing you can't afford to compromise: your energy. Because without it, nothing else matters. You could have the biggest dreams, the greatest ideas, the most powerful vision for your future, but if your body is running on empty, if your mind is drained, if your spirit is exhausted, then you will never have the fuel to make it all happen. Energy is everything. It's the foundation of success, the key to resilience, the driving force behind every breakthrough. And the truth is, most people are running through life on fumes. Think about it. How many people wake up every morning feeling tired before the day even starts? How many drag themselves through the week, fueled by caffeine, junk food, and stress, just trying to make it through? How many end each day feeling drained, frustrated, and unfulfilled? That is not living, that is survival, and you are not put on this earth just to thrive. You are put here to thrive. But thriving requires energy. It requires vitality, it requires taking control of your health in a way that fuels your mind, body, and spirit. The problem is, most people wait until it's too late. They ignore the signs. They push through exhaustion. They put their health on the back burner because they think they're too busy, too stressed, or that it doesn't matter, until one day they wake up and realize they have no choice. A health scare, burnout, a body that no longer responds. a mind that feels trapped in fatigue and anxiety. And at that moment, they would give anything to go back and make different choices. But the good news is, you don't have to wait for a crisis to make a change. You don't have to wait until your body forces you to stop. You can make the decision right now to prioritize your health, elevate your energy, and build the kind of resilience that makes you unstoppable. It starts with movement. Your body was designed to move, to be strong, to be alive. But most people treat it like an afterthought. They sit all day. They neglect exercise. They wait until they have time to work out, never realizing that movement isn't just about fitness, it's about life. When you move, you wake up your body, you create momentum, you ignite your metabolism, strengthen your heart, and flood your brain with endorphins that make you feel alive. You don't need to be an athlete. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. You just need to start. Walk, stretch, train, dance, whatever it takes to get your body in motion, because motion creates energy and energy creates transformation. Then there's what you put in your body. Food is fuel, but most people eat like their body is a trash can. They load up on sugar, processed foods, and chemicals that rob them of energy and vitality. They numb themselves with comfort foods, never realizing that every bite they take is either feeding their strength or feeding their weakness. If you want to elevate your life, elevate your fuel. Eat in a way that energizes you. Hydrate like your life depends on it, because it does. Nourish yourself with foods that make you feel unstoppable. Because when your body is thriving, every part of your life transforms. But health isn't just physical, it's mental, emotional, and spiritual. You can't have true energy if your mind is weighed down with stress, negativity, and toxic thoughts. How many people spend their days filling their minds with garbage, scrolling through news that drains them, surrounding themselves with people who complain, feeding themselves a steady diet of fear, doubt, and anxiety, and then they wonder why they feel exhausted all the time. Protect your mind like it's the most valuable asset you own, because it is. If something drains your energy, cut it out. If something lifts you up, lean into it. Train your mind to focus on gratitude, on possibilities, on solutions. Because when your mind is strong, your body follows. And then there's rest. In a world that glorifies hustle, too many people sacrifice sleep, thinking that working harder is the key to success. But the real key is recovery. Your body repairs itself when you sleep. Your mind resets. Your energy is restored. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Prioritize it, guard it, treat it like the foundation of everything else in your life, because without it, your body and mind will eventually break down. You have one body, one mind, one chance to make the most of this life. Your energy is your power source. It determines how you show up, how you perform, how you feel every single day. And if you want to be unstoppable, if you want to break through limits and live a life that excites you, then it all starts with the decision to prioritize your health like your future depends on it, because it does. There was a time when people took relationships for granted. Life moved fast, too fast. Everyone was busy chasing their goals, running from one thing to the next, always thinking there would be more time. Then the world changed. The pandemic came, and suddenly time slowed down. Suddenly people realized what truly mattered. It wasn't the hustle, the meetings, or the endless to-do lists. It was the people, the connections, the relationships that give life meaning. But now, as life picks up speed again, many have fallen back into old patterns. They've let distance creep back in. They've allowed busyness to replace real connection. And deep down they feel it. That emptiness, that quiet sense of loneliness, even when they're surrounded by people. Because success means nothing if you have no one to share it with. Happiness is shallow when your relationships are weak. A life without deep connection is not a life fully lived. The truth is, relationships are not something that just happen. They must be nurtured, built, and fought for. They require effort, intention, and sometimes the courage to break through walls that have been built over time. Whether it's your family, your friends, your partner, or your professional network, every relationship in your life is either growing stronger or slowly fading. There is no in-between. And if you're not actively strengthening the bonds that matter, they will eventually break. It starts with presence. In today's world, people are more connected than ever, yet more disconnected than at any time in history. They text instead of talk. They scroll through social media instead of making eye contact. They sit in the same room but are miles apart, lost in their screens. But real connection, the kind that fuels your soul, requires presence. It means putting down the phone, looking someone in the eye, and actually listening. Not just hearing, but listening with the intent to understand, to connect, to be there fully. Because when you are present, people feel it. And when people feel seen, heard, and valued, relationships grow. Then there's communication. Most people communicate, but few truly connect. They talk, but they don't express. They listen, but they don't understand. They hold back their thoughts, their feelings, their truth, either out of fear, pride, or the assumption that the other person already knows. But relationships die in silence. If something is important, say it. If you love someone, tell them. If you appreciate someone, let them know. Never assume people just know how you feel. Words have power. They can heal, they can strengthen, they can bridge gaps that time and distance have created. But only if you use them. Forgiveness is another key. Too many people carry old wounds, grudges, and resentment like chains around their hearts. They hold on to past pain, replay old arguments, and let pride keep them from rebuilding broken connections. But here's the truth. Holding on to bitterness doesn't hurt the other person. It poisons you. It drains your energy, steals your peace, and blocks you from true connection. Forgiveness is not about saying what happened was okay. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of the past so you can move forward. It's about choosing love over ego, connection over division. Because life is too short to waste on holding on to pain. And let's talk about the people you surround yourself with. Your relationships should lift you higher. They should challenge you, inspire you, and bring out the best in you. Too many people keep toxic relationships out of guilt, obligation, or fear of being alone. But the truth is, the energy of the people around you either fuels your growth or drains your soul. If someone constantly brings negativity, if they don't support your vision, if they make you feel small instead of empowered, it may be time to let go. Because your environment shapes your destiny, and the people in your life will either push you forward or hold you back. And finally, relationships thrive on shared experiences. The best memories are not made in the routine. They are made in the moments when you step outside of the ordinary, when you create experiences together, when you make time for the things that truly matter. Life moves fast, and if you don't prioritize the people you love, time will slip away. So schedule that dinner, take that trip, show up for the people who matter. Because at the end of the day, success, wealth, and achievement mean nothing if you don't have people to share it with. The real riches of life are found in relationships, in love, in the connections that make every moment more meaningful. Because when the dust settles, when the noise fades, when you look back on your life, it won't be the trophies, the titles, or the money that will matter the most. It will be the people, the ones who stood by you, the ones who believed in you, the ones you loved and who loved you back. And the only question will be, did you nurture those connections? Did you give enough? Did you show up? Because in the end, relationships are not just a part of life, they are life. And the time to reignite them is now. There is one truth about money that most people never fully understand. It's not just about numbers, bank accounts, or pay. Money is about freedom. It's about the ability to live life on your own terms, to make choices from a place of power rather than desperation, to wake up every morning knowing you are in control of your future instead of being controlled by circumstances. But the reality is, most people don't take control of their financial future. They let it control them. They live paycheck to paycheck, trapped in a cycle where they are always working for money instead of making money work for them. They play it safe, sticking to outdated beliefs about security, following financial habits that were passed down to them without ever questioning if they actually work. And when things change, when the economy shifts, when industries evolve, when unexpected challenges hit, they find themselves scrambling, stressed, and uncertain about what comes next. But here's the truth. Economic realities will always change. Markets will rise and fall, jobs will come and go, opportunities will appear and disappear. The people who win in this game are not the ones who sit back and hope for stability. They are the ones who adapt. They are the ones who take control, make bold moves, and create their own financial security instead of waiting for someone else to give it to them. It starts with shifting the way you think about money. Most people operate from a mindset of scarcity. They believe there's never enough, that money is hard to get, that financial success is only for a lucky few. They let fear dictate their choices, holding on to every dollar, avoiding risk, playing small. But wealth is not built from a place of fear. It's built from a mindset of abundance, from the belief that opportunities are everywhere, that value creates income, that the only limit to what you can earn is the limit you place on yourself. The moment you stop seeing money as something you chase and start seeing it as something you attract through skill, strategy, and smart decisions, everything changes. The next step is mastering your income. Most people are trapped in a system where they trade time for money. They work harder longer, thinking that's the way to get ahead. But the wealthiest people in the world don't just work for money, they make money work for them. They create multiple streams of income. They invest in assets instead of liabilities. They understand that true financial freedom doesn't come from working more. It comes from building systems that generate income even when they're not working. And the good news? Anyone can do this. The internet has made it easier than ever to start businesses, to invest wisely, to develop skills that increase earning potential. But most people don't take action because they are waiting for the right time, waiting to know more, waiting for certainty. But waiting is the fastest way to stay broke. Then there's the power of smart money management. Not about how much you make, it's about how much you keep, how you grow it, how you use it to create more. Too many people increase their income only to increase their expenses, staying stuck in the same financial struggles no matter how much they earn. But the ones who create unstoppable financial growth, they have a plan. They track their money. They invest in assets that appreciate. They avoid debt that drains them and instead use money to fuel their future. They don't just spend, they multiply. They don't just earn, they leverage. They don't just hope for wealth, they build it. And finally, the key to financial control is resilience. The economy will shift, markets will crash, unexpected expenses will come, but the people who win are the ones who are prepared. They don't panic when things go wrong, they pivot. They don't let setbacks destroy them. They learn from them and come back stronger. They understand that financial security is not given, it is created. And it is created by those who refuse to be victims of circumstance and instead take full ownership of their financial future. Because at the end of the day, money is not the goal, freedom is. The ability to live life on your terms, to take care of your family, to pursue your passions, to make a real impact. And that kind of freedom doesn't happen by chance. It happens when you decide right now to stop waiting, stop hoping, and start taking control. Because your financial future is not written yet. You are writing it with every decision you make. And the time to build wealth, to create security, to step into your power is now. If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. You are the master of your destiny. You hold the pen that writes your financial future. The question is, are you writing a story of struggle, limitation, and regret? Or are you writing a story of power, abundance, and unstoppable success? Because make no mistake, your financial future is not a matter of luck. Not a matter of circumstance. It's a matter of choice. Too many people live life waiting for a miracle, waiting for the economy to change, waiting for someone to give them an opportunity, waiting for the perfect time to take action. But here's the truth. Opportunity doesn't wait. Success doesn't wait. The right time is not some distant moment in the future. The right time is right now. The world doesn't belong to those who hesitate. It belongs to those who step up, who make bold moves, who refuse to let fear dictate their destiny. The ones who understand that the best investment they will ever make is the investment in themselves. Because the greatest asset you will ever own is not gold, not real estate, not a stock portfolio. It is you, your mind, your skills, your ability to adapt, to create, to push forward when others retreat. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. The ones who rise to the top are not the ones who complain about the economy, not the ones who sit on the sidelines waiting. They are the ones who adapt, who find a way, who create opportunities where others see obstacles. You've seen people go from nothing to everything. You've seen ordinary people turn struggle into success, turn setbacks into comebacks. What's the difference between them and everyone else? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's decision. The decision to rise. The decision to take ownership of their financial future. The decision to say no more excuses, no more waiting, no more playing small. Because the truth is, nobody is coming to save you. No government, no company, no lottery ticket, no secret formula. It's you. You are the solution. You are the one who will change your life. And when you step into that power, when you stop waiting and start acting, the world moves for you. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. The greatest wealth is not found in following the crowd. It's found in thinking differently, in seeing possibilities where others see limits, in daring to create something new. The economy will shift. Jobs will come and go. The market will rise and fall. But leaders create their own economy. Leaders don't follow trends. They set them. And if you're sitting there thinking, but what if I fail? Let me tell you something. Failure is not the enemy. Regret is. The pain of trying and failing is nothing compared to the pain of waking up years from now, realizing you played it safe, realizing you stayed stuck in the same place because you were too afraid to take a risk. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. The only real failure is inaction. The only true loss is never trying, because every mistake, every setback, every lesson learned makes you stronger, more resilient, more unstoppable. And the only people who never fail are the ones who never try. So ask yourself right now, am I ready to take control of my financial future? Am I ready to break free from limitations? Am I ready to create wealth, security, and freedom for myself and my family? Because the door is open. The opportunity is there, but you must walk through it. There is no more waiting. There is no more hoping. There is only action. Because at the end of your life, you will not remember the excuses, the doubts, the reasons why you couldn't. You will only remember whether you stepped up, whether you took the shot, whether you truly went after the life you were meant to live. And when that moment comes, let it be a moment of pride. Let it be a moment where you can stand tall and say, I gave it everything. I bet on myself. I took control and I won.